Just before we get started on this episode, I've got one correction to make. Last time I used Fortified Spirit and Evade to evade the Lesser Sentient Shadows Purge the Light spell. Unfortunately, Purge the Light is an area spell. I forgot to take into account the fact it was an area. I think, Dark Lashes as well. Evades, you can't evade area spells. Non-area spells you can kind of evade, but these area ones there's no escape from. So what that means is this Fortified Spirit would have just fizzled out and done nothing. I should be on minus 14 now. So 14 Discord. Right, but remember, the idea here is I wanted to really show you how to use these upgrade paths. So just bear that in mind. When I'm teaching you to play the game, I'm not teaching you how to beat this thing and giving you the right tactics. I'm trying to cover as much of the rule set as possible, even if it doesn't make sense tactically or strategically. Right, the next thing is, if you'll notice on Lesser Sentient Shadow, we've got 3 red and 1 yellow out of the draw bag. And what you have to do is once you've drawn so many chips, there's this bag reset, and here it says if you hit 3 red and 1 yellow chips drawn, as soon as you hit that point, then you reset the bag. And all this means is we go and grab these and stick them back in. Give it a bit of a shuffle. Now we're ready to start the next turn. First off, let's make our resonance roll. It's 2, so not a hot turn this time. 2 just gives us 1 resonance. So we go to 1. Lesser Sentient Shadow gets his +1 bonus, so that's 2. They're going to go first, because they've got 0 harmony, we've got minus 14. So now we have to make a Discord check, alright, a Discord roll. So we've got to roll 2d10. We're on 14 Discord. So if we roll less than 14, that's a 1 and a 5, that's 6. Then we take 3 essence damage to 6. And this is how this thing's going to eventually kill us off. Now we're in the maintenance phase. We can reattune if we want. With only 1 resonance, I'm not going to bother reattuning Pillar of Earth. I don't think so. Let's think about what I'm going to do this turn. And I'd definitely like to do some attacking this time. I'm thinking cellular augmentation. I'm also thinking beast form. And I need an active cellular enhancement on bearer to cast and sustain. So I might get cellular augmentation. This synergizes well with live Chanter. Maybe channel higher self is something I should start with. Okay, anyway, they've got the initiative, so let's see what they do with their 2 resonance. So with only 2 resonance, probably not very much. Let's draw a chip. It's a red one, so it's going to be Spectral Claw, which is a 3 harmony damage. So let's pay the costs, they go down to 0. Resonance. Spectral Claw is an effect, it's not got area, it's not got subtle, anything like that, but anyway, it's going to hit my shield. We have a shield up against Soul, so let's take off one of these. Now it's my turn. Let's grab our channel higher self. This is a level 2 or fluency 2, so it's going to be, check this, yep, it's Lin, then down to this mark here, which is just an apostrophe, so it's like a pause, and then the same again, lean, lean. So it's like this for sol, and it's an enhancement, so it's like a square. Okay, lean, lean. Okay, good job. This one's got will infusion, so it's going to give me 1 will. It's going to give me 6 resonance and 2 harmony, but it does take 2 actions. So this one's going to go into my enhancement. It doesn't have any duration, but what's important is that you do need to have an enhancement slot open. So if I had 4 enhancements here, I couldn't cast this one. But it's going to take up a slot and then disappear because it's got no duration. So I grab 1 will, 2 harmony, so I go from -12 to -14 to -12, and 6 resonance, which is going to take me up to 7. Right, we've got lots of energy. Okay, that's my action taken, but it costs 2 actions. I don't flip this one over. What I do instead is I take an interrupt stone. Alright, so next time I take an action, all I'll be able to do is discard that. Alright, so that's what's coming up. For now though, we go back to lesser sentient shadow. So let's draw a chip. What do we get? What do we get? It's yellow. And with 0 resonance, it's going to be a dark lash. It's area, subtle, 1 harmony damage. Oh, I forgot this one needed to take. It's an etheric effect. And then this one, every time it blocks, a subtle effect. Okay, so I should have taken 1 harmony damage last time. My shield's going to block this again, which is a shame because it's going to do nothing. You can't choose not to block it. Because of this, it's going to take 1 harmony discord, but also my subtle field says each time the combined shield blocks with a subtle effect, controller loses 1 harmony, so that is a subtle effect. So I take 2 harmony damage. If I'd have just let it go through, or if it had just gone through, then I would have only suffered 1 harmony damage. So that one kind of backfired. Right, duration's gone on these, or rather the durability, so this is all discarded. Like I say, not a perfect combination to use with the shadow, but at least you've learned how to do put some defences and do some transmutes. Of course, with other encounters and other opponents, completely different story. Okay, now I'm going to use my second action to get rid of this interrupt stone. Now I'm going to use my Ring of Collected Haste. Once per round, activate to gain an extra full action. So we take 1 piece of essence damage, but we do gain an action. And with that action, I'm going to put cellular augmentation in. Let's put this one in. It costs 0 resonance to cast, actually. And it's going to be Shook Av Kerr. Wonderful. Okay, so this is a cellular enhancement. It goes in one of my enhancement slots. It's got a 3 duration, so we'll get 3 duration chips on here. And what you'll notice on Life Chanter is it says once per round, cellular augmentation's ability infuses +1 essence. The ability on cellular augmentation is during the maintenance phase, the bearer may pay 1 resonance and discard cellular augmentation to gain 1 essence. So effectively, this means with Life Chanter, it's going to give me 2 essence instead. Right, but I don't want to do that anyway. Not yet, because I want cellular augmentation to hang around for a bit longer. But the other thing that I wanted to do on Life Chanter is upgrade it, and we've got 2 tiers on 2 trees. So what that means is I can upgrade tree A or tree B here. You can't do the second tier until you've done the first tier, alright, but these 2 trees are independent of each other. And you can do this once per round as a free action response. So what I want to do is I want to pay 4 resonance to get the fused flesh tier upgrade. So I'm going to pay 4 resonance, and this is a free action response in cellular augmentation's response phase, so before this one hits the table, I guess you could say. So it's going to cost me 4 resonance, so I go down from 7 to 3. I'm just going to grab one of these square tokens, any will do, and mark that as complete. Right. So let's head into the next round and do our resonance roll. It's a 4. I think that means we get two resonance. Yeah, 2 resonance for a roll of a 4. So I go from 3 to 5. They go from 0 to 3. Plus 1 bonus. So initiative back with them. Do I want to reattune anything? I don't think I do. I just want to show you how these mechanisms work. So let's try and do some damage to this guy. Right, it's another yellow with 3 resonance. He's going to do a soul or mind curse. No, there isn't a curse. The opponent's not focused, so again it's a dark lash. That's a shame. So it's 1 harmony damage. Well, that's alright, that's just clocking along. I've got to be careful because I think I'm going to get killed at some point soon. But as long as I can get to the point of showing you how this thing takes damage, I'm happy that we've done enough. I've got to roll 2 dice because I need to my discord roll. 5 plus 5 is 10, so yeah, another 3 essence damage. I'm down to 2 essence, so yeah, I'm not going to make it through another turn. Let's try and get some attacks going then. So let's use an action to cast Beast Form. Again, it's an enhancement, so it's going to take up my final enhancement slot. Oh, it's a free action. I'm happy with that. Esh Key is going to be the spell. So it's going to cost me 4 resonance to cast, but it didn't take an action, so let's put that back. Okay, and it says that I need an active cellular enhancement on the bearer, which I do. This is a cellular enhancement. It has cellular in its act specialist here. To cast and sustain. The other thing to notice is it's the shapeshift. It has the shapeshift aspect and a duration of 3. And if we head back and look at Live Chanter, the tier that I upgraded was called Fused Flesh. It says shapeshifts gain +2 duration. Okay, Beast Form has a duration of 3, so I'm going to put 5 duration chips on here. And then it says once per round as a free action, bearer may deal 1 physical damage to an opponent. Notice it's not a free action response, so I can't do it immediately. I have to wait until my turn comes round again. So for now, we've cast Beast Form. The turn goes back to the shadow. Let's see what they do. Hopefully they won't kill me, but I got a feeling they will. Yep, it's a red. And that means, well, they can't do Purge the Light, but they can do Spectral Claw, which is going to do 3 damage. Unfortunately, 3 damage is going to put me down to from -16 to -19, and that means I'm going to have to, because I've hit -17. So remember, the first time you hit -7, you have to do a discord roll. Next, the first time you hit -17, you also have to do a discord roll, which means I'm going to lose my essence unless there's anything I can do to counter that now. Well, I could do an energy exchange as a free action response for 2 harmony. That takes me up to -14, so 3 still going to make me hit -17. It's not good enough. I can only do that once. I don't think I've got the right cards. No, I'm kind of relying on a decent die roll, really. So that's going to do 3. That's going to make me hit 17. I need to roll higher, 17 or higher, to avoid that game loss. That's a 3, so that's a fail. So that's 13. Yeah, I lose the game. My essence goes down to 0. All right. Well, before I finish, the other thing I want to show you, given I've actually lost and didn't perform very well, what I wanted to show you was how this would work. So let's assume I get my action back. I survive. So what I can do is, on Beast form, it says once per round as a free action, bearer may deal 1 physical damage to an opponent. And live Chanter here, if I can get the second tier, it actually says I can activate it twice per round, not just once per round. So that's just 1 physical damage. Lesser Sentient Shadow has 1 resonance remaining, and it has a responsibility, and what that responsibility says is for 1 resonance, so we put the resonance down from 1 to 0, evade all damage. What it says is the encounter attempts to evade all damage attacks targeting it as a free action response. After the evade activates, the encounter must draw a red chip to be successful. Immediately return the drawn chip to the back. Okay, if he draws a red chip, then he successfully evades that damage. Draws a yellow chip, then he doesn't. It's a red chip, he successfully evades, so he skips that damage, but of course it cost him 1 resonance. He's now back on 0. There are some more direct attacks, like acidic matter here. This one says you must discard a matter component, so if you've got a component in, and this one will, at the cost of 3 resonance, it'll just do 1 damage. And given they've not got any resonance left, they're not going to be able to use their responsibility. This thing is just going to start taking hits. The other types of attacks I've got in here are curses. This one, cellular degeneration, is a curse. If I successfully cast this one, it costs 3 resonance, then it makes the Lesser Sentient Shadow rotting. And what that says is during the maintenance phase, the caster may spend 1 resonance, discard the cellular degeneration to deal 1 damage to the bearer. But even better, and this is a curse with 3 duration, it's subtle, even better, I've got a nice combination. Malignant Transformation here says it needs an active bio curse, what rotting is, and this one will do a damage because it's an attack with the focus duration. What that means is if I cast this one, place it to attack, and put my focus gem on it, I've got a focused attack now, and as long as that focus gem remains on there, nothing's going to take it away unless somebody else's attack makes me become unfocused, disrupts me. For as long as that gem stays there, then this thing's going to deal 1 damage every single maintenance phase. So that's a great combination. Finally, the other thing I wanted to show you was something called allies, and I have an ally in here called Minion. This, when cast, becomes like a second player, like an ally of someone who is assisting you. The difference is the skills it comes with. So it gets 0, it'll resonance when it comes into play, but when you do your resonance roll, it will gain resonance just like me and just like the encounter. It only starts with 2 essence, so it's not particularly strong, but can spend the resonance it's earning during resonance rolls to start hitting your opponent, and it's permanent as well. Okay, so that's kind of a nice minion. You can put transmutes on it. It says there's a maximum of 3 transmutes for this guy. We've got healing spells like regeneration form. That would have been useful for me, I think, in this encounter. Blood Plague is another attack. Again, it's one that attacks every maintenance phase. It's got a duration of 3. It takes 2 actions to cast it, but it's going to do damage every maintenance phase. So these things hang around, and do damage. Dissolve Tissue. If you can get this rotting curse on your opponent, then it says it's subtle if the target is rotting. So yeah, this is just like acidic matter. It's a direct attack, but it can burst through shields. It gains the subtle if you've got this curse on your opponent. So you can figure out lots of different combos and way these cards work together if you can set these things up. I think that's it. I think I've shown you everything you need to see. What I'd recommend you guys do if you love this game and you want to have a go at this encounter, then figure out ways to get through this thing. My deck wasn't particularly good for this encounter, but hopefully I've shown you enough of the mechanisms that you can now go away, start playing with some of these cards. You get a ton of cards in the core set to play with to try and figure out how to defeat this encounter. I'm not going to spoil it by telling you, but there you go. It's for you guys to work out. So that was Serpent's Tongue. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me next time.